Meme. Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are taking a look at Memento, and we are playing this deck again. Here's the thing, Memento hasn't necessarily received anything, nor has it changed in any real meaningful way, but I had such a good time playing it in the not Duelist Cup, in the event, the Duel Triangle, that I decided to test it out in regular ranked, and it actually went pretty well. So I was like, okay, let me show you what this is. Here's the deck that I ended up playing. I don't know why I decided to play Heavy Storm in here. This was a list taken from an Old Worlds list. So of course they have like Heavy Storm and stuff like that. So there you go. That being said though, all in all, this deck is still pretty good. Just generically, right? One of the big things that this deck does is play through established boards with Engine, but it also has the ability to play things that are fairly powerful right now. Things like Triple Tack, things like Super Polymerization, things like Droplet. So all of these are like standard within lists of Memento. And then of course, the engine itself is extremely powerful. So that's the general idea of the deck. If you don't know how Memento works, basically each of the cards generate advantage by destroying either themselves or other Memento cards, and then sending cards to the graveyard or searching out cards. For example, Mace pops a Memento monster to search out a card, and then Goblin sends 2 cards by doing the same thing. That's pretty much how the entire deck functions. So as we go through this, just think of that way. That being said, Ange-Witch is probably the only card that doesn't actually specifically pop a card. Ange-Witch specifically just searches a card on summon, and then it can destroy a Memento to bring back a level 2 or lower. So there's that. Gaddock can reborn itself when sent to the graveyard. We have Sleepy here, which fusion summons. We have Darkblade, which can... Oh, I guess Sleepy also doesn't specifically pop anything, but when it's destroyed, it sends a card to the graveyard. Darkblade can pop one of the back row by pitching a Memento card, and then on top of that can pop another Memento to special summon a level 3 or lower. We have Tatsu, which can special summon itself and then pop a Memento and then send cards equal to the levels. So you could send, like, if you pop itself, you can send up to 5 levels, basically, of cards to the grave. Akihiron can special summon itself from grave if a card is destroyed. And then on top of that, if destroyed, can add back from grave or banish. Horned Dragon has the ability to pop multiple cards when it's destroyed and can freely special summon itself. And then we have Combined Creation, which is a powerhouse of a card. It's got 5,000, 5,000. It can shuffle back 5 mementos from grave with different names in order to special summon itself. And if it's the only card on the field, it can attack all of the monsters. And on top of that, if your opponent activates a card, you can reborn a guy or special summon from hand. It's a very powerful card. On top of that, we have some very powerful spells as well. We have the field spell, which says, if your Memento monster battles, your opponent can't activate spell traps. That's fine. If a monster you control is destroyed, you could special summon a Memento with a lower level from hand to grave. And then on top of that, during the end phase, you get to reset one of your Memento spell traps. It's pretty solid. We also have 3 apiece of the Bone Party as well as Fusion. Bone Party can special summon from deck or search out by destroying one other Memento card. And then Fusion has the ability to fusion summon pretty much anything. And if you've destroyed a Memento this turn, you can use the Grave as well by shuffling the materials back. So lots and lots of ways to fusion summon, and it can actually use its Grave effect as well, which can banish itself in order to destroy a monster you control to add another spell trap from your deck to your hand. Now, we're also not playing any of the traps, and the reason for this is because most of the time they're just dead cards, and it's not great into established boards to have these. However, Fracture Dance is actually pretty good, so if you wanted to play like Thrust instead of Talents, or instead of just Talents, you could do that. However, I've really liked just having Talents as a way to punish the opponent for like hand trapping me by like ripping a card out or something of that nature. Especially with how common all of the hand traps are due to how common Cool Tune is. I feel like it's worth it to play just Talents. But yeah, you could play Fracture Dance. You could also potentially play Cranium Burst, but Cranium Burst kind of sucks. So I wouldn't do that. As for the extra deck, it's just super poly targets, the Memento fusions in 1 Twin Dragon and the 2 Creation King. These can be shuffled back into the deck pretty easily, so for the most part, you just need the 1 and 2. You need 2 for the actual combo because you send 1 to the graveyard for a Creation King. We're also playing Typhon. We're playing a bunch of links. Anima is kind of funny because we do have some level 1s, so there's that. Then we have IP, SP, and Avermax, and then the Verte and Cross Sheep. I didn't add Avermax and IP until later, so you probably won't see them, but yeah, there you go. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck performed. Alrighty, here we are going first. And yeah, we have a pretty solid hand. Let's see what we can do. We're going to start off here with the Dark Blade. We're going to activate its effect to grab the Ange Witch here. We're going to grab the Sleepy off of it and then go for the Tatsu. Tatsu effect is going to then pop itself, sending 3 cards to the graveyard, notably the 2 level 1s that we don't already have. And then, of course, Gaddock. Gaddock is going to special summon itself, adding back the Mace here. And then we are going to activate the effect of the Ange Witch to pop itself and summon out the Goblin. Goblin effect is going to activate, popping itself to send 2 cards. We send the Aki Huron and the Fusion. Even though we have the Fusion in hand, again, we can use its effect to banish itself and then pop a card on the field, which is pretty solid. Here, we're going to use the Sleepy to go into Creation King using all of the other material that we have. We're going to send 3 cards to the graveyard, notably the combined creation as well as the Creation King from extra deck. Yes, this guy can send from extra deck on summon, which allows us to banish and grab the field spell. Here we can then go for the fusion that we had earlier to grab the Bone Party. Now we activate the effect of our field spell in order to reborn a guy as well as the Aki Huron to special summon itself, as well as the Sleepy, which we popped in order to get the search of the fusion, which is then going to send to the graveyard an additional card, which I believe, what did we send? We sent an additional name. We reborn the Mace so that we can use it in order to pop the Aki Huron, which grabs back that fusion that we banished, as well as getting us a Ange Witch from the deck. This is mostly just used for follow-up. We are then going to shuffle back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to summon the Creation King, and then we can use those 2 in order to go into the SP Little Knight, and then activate the effect of our Fusion in order to go into Twin Dragon. We're going to activate the effect of the Twin Dragon, which is going to pop itself in order to search out 2 cards. We're going to search Goblin and Mace, both of which have on the opponent's turn effects. Goblin allows you to pitch it as long as you have the combined creation in order to protect your field from targeting, or all of your Memento monsters from targeting, and then Mace has the ability to steal, so cool. We're going to go for the Bone Party here in order to pop an additional guy so that we can go for the Horned Dragon, and then we're going to put back all 5 of the names except for the Aki Huron in order to summon the combined creation again, and then we're going to set the Goblin Biker Grand Breakout, the Bone Party, as well as the Fusion. Of course, my opponent has the Heavy Storm. Why wouldn't they? So we're going to just kind of flip everything here. Mostly just to cycle resources. We do get to go for the Mud Dragon here, at the very least. That's something. But yeah, we're going to activate the Goblin here, and then reborn the Aki Huron. We're going to search out the Sleepy so that we have the ability to fuse if we need to as well. And then we are going to banish the Ange Witch as well as the Terror Top. Out comes Akaton board. Out comes the RBs. Sure, we're going to pop the RBs here. Prevent them from getting everything. We're going to put back the other fusion that we had earlier. Out comes their field spell. I'm like, sure. They're going to go for the field spell, or into the other thing to grab the Brute Blues, which we will promptly steal. They're going to go for the stage landing. They're going to special summon the Lambda Blade. They're going to then normal summon? Special summon? Whatever. I think it was a normal summon. Valkan Booster. Valkan Booster is going to pop our SP. Sure. I could have potentially protected that. I didn't. I don't know. I just didn't change the attribute of the Mud Dragon. I could have done that. It's fine. They're going to go for the Shepherd's Crook here. Special summon another guy. They're going to walk over the Mud Dragon here and then just pass a turn. I'm going to give them back the Brute Blues, except for not yet. First and foremost, during the end phase, we're going to go for our own Twin Dragon once again. In order to search out 2 cards, we're going to search the Ange Witch. We're going to search the Tatsu. They're going to gain 5. That's fine. We're going to trigger some effects. Notably, the Aki Huron is going to special summon itself. And we're going to re-special summon the Mace so that we have the ability to search again. We draw Bone Party for turn. Sure. We're going to activate the effect of the Mace. They're going to put back some cards. Sure. I don't know why we didn't set a trap off of this guy's effect. I don't know if we're playing the trap. They just might not be, right? But that's fine. We are going to then grab a whole bunch of things. Aki Huron effect is going to activate in order to add back the field spell, and we're going to activate the effect of our combined creation to reborn a guy. They're going to attempt to destroy it, and I'm just going to say no to that. So we're just going to pop the Bone Party here instead so that we can special summon a Dark Blade, and then we can activate the effect of our combined, or our Creation King, popping a bunch of cards, or specifically popping the field spell in response to its activation. And yeah, at that point, they concede. Oh, if you're wondering how I got Creation King back onto the field, yeah, combined creation, the big guy, the 5k guy, can reborn the fusions. So that's what happened there. So I just reborned him, and then I can pop cards. Pretty good. Alrighty, here we are once again going first, and Balatro? Yeah, triple tack as well as the one Tatsu. But this is full combo, so we're going to activate the Tatsu. My opponent is going to Valor us. That's fine. We will activate the draw cards. They're going to Valor once again on the Dark Blade. I'm like, all right, I guess I make an SP in passing because I did draw, again, full combo off of Goblin. That sounds crazy, but like, yeah, I drew full combo twice. Or 3 times. So there's that. They're gonna go for the Rico here. I'm going to banish it because if they have the ability to fusion summon here, or synchro summon here, I could be kind of in trouble. They're gonna go for the mix here. They're gonna add the Q. I'm going to activate the Maxi so that hopefully I don't die. Let's see what we can accomplish here. They're gonna go for the mix here. I draw Ash, which is actually pretty good. They're gonna reveal 2 cards off the top of the deck, and yeah, they don't want me grabbing either of those, which is fair, reasonable. We grab the SP back, and all right, let's see what we can accomplish. I draw into Grand Breakout, which kind of sucks because we already have the Goblin. By the way, if you're wondering about this card, it is just to summon the Goblin. Because this card just summons a Goblin, and this happens to be a Goblin. So yeah, it's a bit of a silly synergy there. They're going to go for the Fusion Summon, or I keep calling it a Fusion. The Synchro Summon here of RS. They're going to activate the effects to pop the Goblin. I'm going to attempt to tag out the RS and the Goblin. They're going to attempt to negate. I'm going to tribute it off to summon a second Goblin. That's right, Goblin 2 Electric Boogaloo. And look at that. Is that a hand trap? We're going to shuffle that away. We're going to activate the Goblin. Goblin effect is going to send 2 cards to the graveyard. We're going to send Sleepy, and we're going to send the Gaddock. Gaddock is going to then add it back at the Sleepy. Sleepy effect is going to activate. We're going to special summon it, and then we're going to fusion summon. Fusion summon into Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon is going to activate its effect, popping itself, adding 2 cards. We're going to add the Tatsu as well as the combined creation. Now bringing back the Dark Blade, which we have yet to use. We're going to activate the Tatsu. We're going to dump 2 cards. Then we're going to activate the Dark Blade in order to special summon out the Anjwitch. Anjwitch is going to grab up the Horned Dragon, since we already have a bunch of other things. Then we are going to specifically special summon a Mace that we sent earlier off of Tatsu. Mace is going to grab the Fusion. We're going to activate the Fusion effect. We're going to shuffle back 3 cards in order to go into Creation King. He's big. We're going to activate the Creation King. We're going to send Aki Huron and a card I sent Bone Party for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. As well as the other combined Creation King. We're going to grab the Fusion spell, or Field spell. Then we're going to activate the Fusion spell in order to pop our card, in order to grab the Bone Party. We're then going to target it, as well as activate the Aki Huron to special summon itself. And we're going to special summon back that Dark Blade. Then we're going to shuffle back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different names in order to summon out the Creation King. Now, notably, you may have noticed that I activated the effect of the Aki Huron when it was summoned, which does say on normal summon or special summon, level 9 or higher Memento monsters can attack directly. Hey, guess what? This guy's level 9. Yeah, that's 8,000 damage directly to the dome. Punch, punch. Good game. Alrighty, here we are once again going first, and yeah, once again, we have a fairly good hand. We're going to start off here with the Dark Blade. We're going to activate its effect, and we're going to special summon out the Anjwitch. We're going to go for the Tatsu. We're going to activate the effect of Tatsu. We're going to then pop it. You've seen this all before. Gaddock, since we already have Sleepy, we don't send Gaddock and Sleepy. Normally, that is the targets for the Tatsu. Like, if you just have like Anjwitch in hand, basically, you go Tatsu, you go for the Gaddock, and you go for Sleepy, and then add back the Sleepy. But we didn't have that, so we're going to add back the Dark Blade instead. Here we're going to pop the Anjwitch to summon the Mace. Mace effect is going to activate. We're going to grab the Fusion here. Now we can activate the Sleepy. We're going to go for the Sleepy here. We're going to use everything else in order to summon out the Creation King, and then activate the effect of the Creation King. We're going to send the Aki Huron, the Combined Creation, and the Creation King. Creation King is going to grab the Fusion spell. We're going to activate the Fusion spell, or the Field spell, and then we're going to activate the Fusion spell to grab Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon effect is going to activate. We're going to pop the Sleepy in order to grab the Horned Dragon, as well as a Mace. Mace will be used later. We're going to target get the Sleepy to reborn the Goblin, as well as the Akihiron's going to bring back itself, and we're going to send to the graveyard the Bone Party. Goblin pops a card, the Twin Dragon, specifically to dump 2 cards, which then reborns a guy, giving us the SP Little Knight. We're going to use the Fusion to pop the Akihiron to grab the Fusion, and then Akihiron grabs back Sleepy. I don't know why I didn't add back Goblin. I couldn't tell you. Instead, I added back the Sleepy. It's fine. We're going to go for the Creation King here, and then summon the Tri-Horned, and then reset the Bone Party. So we have Bone Party, Droplet, and Fusion, as well as the Combined Creation and an SP Little Knight. They're going to, of course, activate Harpy's Feather Duster. Now, I do kind of make a mistake. What I should have done is activate Fusion, and then activate Bone Party, so that I had the ability to Fusion using the Grave, which could have been useful, right? I didn't really have anything. I guess I could have made, like, Mud Dragon or something like that. It's fine. Regardless, they activated a thing, so I'm just going to reborn a guy, and then go for the Goblin so that they cannot target me. They're going to Super Poly away the field, sure. Out comes Mud Dragon, sure. They're going to activate the effect in order to call Earth, and out comes Regenesis monsters. What the heck? It's fine. We have Ash. We're good. Ash, the Regenesis guy, they're going to activate Code. I'm going to actually just tag out here because I don't remember why I tagged out specifically. Anyway, we're going to summon the Sleepy here, except for the fact that I'm not. But that's fine, because Sleepy is going to send the Gaddock. Gaddock is going to then summon itself and activate the effect to add back the Sleepy. Anyway, that's fine. I'm just mostly trying to not die, which I didn't, which is great. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, my cards come back. Again, I don't know why I tagged out here with these two. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you as to why I did that. It's fine. We're going to put back 5 in order to summon back the Creation King. Then we're going to activate the effect of the Fusion in order to grab the Fusion. And then we're going to activate the Akihiron, special summoning itself, activating its effect, except for the fact that they do actually negate the effect of our Creation King. Now, one thing you have to... Not Creation King, Akihiron. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this deck requires a lot of actions. I was low on time almost always. So, by this point, I am just low on time. So I'm just kind of clicking buttons here. Gaddock is going to special summon itself, add back the field spell. We're going to activate the field spell. We're going to go for the Sleepy here. We're going to Fusion summon it, utilizing the 2 monsters on field. And we're going to go into Twin Dragon. We're going to go for the Twin Dragon. We're going to activate its effect to search out 2 cards, add another Goblin. And then we're going to use the field spell and the Dragon in order to special summon 2. We're going to go for the Ange-Witch. We're going to go for the Tatsu. We're going to activate the Ange-Witch to bring back the Gaddock, I guess, in order to then just link off into Cross Sheep. Then we're going to activate the Fusion spell. We're going to go into Creation King. We're going to activate the effect of the Cross Sheep and the Creation King. So we're going to send some cards and then reborn Ash, because it's funny. And then we're going to walk into the field here. I don't have lethal because I goofed, but it should be fine, right? We're going to go and reset the Fusion. They're going to add back Sage. They're also going to add back the Archfiend. And, cool. I'm fairly confident they don't really have anything. This Cross Sheep is also just not doing anything, but it's funny. Anyway, we did happen to draw another Ash off of our... I don't know. So we just Ash the Regenesis Archfiend once again. They're going to summon out another guy. That's fine. I'm going to go and activate the effect to protect my field. I'm going to attempt to pop. They're going to negate. That's fine. I'm going to SP target. Banish. No negating. That's fine. We're going to go and activate a few cards here. We're going to go for the Akihiron. We're going to special summon out the Tri-Horn. And they're going to go for Ecclesia. They're going to grab Punishment, and at this point, we are going to fuse away into Guardian Chimera, activate the effect of the Guardian Chimera, popping the field, and drawing a card. And at that point, the opponent concedes. Alright, we're back with the deck, and honestly, those games were long. Here's the thing. Again, Memento kind of loses to time a lot of times. This game is not designed around having complex decks, and yet they keep making decks more and more complex, and require more and more input. It's very silly. That being said, Memento is one of the most fun decks to play and to learn. It genuinely is such a great time. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination right now. It's fine. Like, it's serviceable, right? It can beat all of the top decks. But it also does have some issues, just in general, right? It doesn't necessarily have a variety of disruption. Most of it is destruction-based. So if there's a deck that doesn't care about destruction, it's not great. However, the better that you get at the deck, the better the deck becomes. this is one of the few decks, genuinely one of the few decks, where the better that you get at the deck, the better the deck generally is. It is a difficult deck to play, and it's a difficult deck to learn. I didn't go over it a ton, because genuinely, it takes a lot to learn, and I've played this deck for years now, in order to actually be at the level that I am with this deck. Just give it some time, but it is genuinely very fun to learn and to figure out. It has so many different lines, it has so many different variations of play, it has just a ton of different things that you can play and do and learn and what have you, and putting in more time is more rewarding, and it's one of the few decks that's like that. So I will say, if you enjoy just playing one deck over and over and over and over and over again and actually learning how to play the deck, this is the deck for you. It's very fun. I enjoy it a lot. And unlike something like Branded that has just like 10 million cards and is super frustrating to deal with simply due to the fact that it is so expansive, this deck is kind of the opposite. This is like everything, right? So anyway, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, like us very much, so appreciate it. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.